To your marketing side, what's been like you mentioned a bunch of things, but what's the number one thing that's helped you?
I mean, obviously social media, right? So Instagram, Facebook. I mean, for those that aren't, I mean, I hate to say this, but if you follow Gary Vee, my God, he hits on it a lot, right? But I mean, the social media platforms we have today, if you're not on it, you are missing out. So those have been the most successful. But it's also a double-edged sword as well. It's like you got to be careful about how much money you're putting into those paid ads and keeping an eye on, like, you're going to see the numbers, what are the conversion rates? What are your clicks, your views, average time? Like, that's all great. It's giving you numbers, but that doesn't mean it's leading into dollars, like, gain for the business. So for me, we've also experienced other different avenues, right? So radio, billboards, oh my God. Like, I've tried a lot of different ones, and be careful there, because there's some cases where I've overspent, and it's almost, I've spent months recovering about how much I spent on that. It was a hard lesson learned, but yeah, I mean, it put us in a really tight financial situation for those months. So, yeah, it's a balance, man. I social media for sure, get on those, understanding organic too. There's a lot of groups and stuff that you can be a part of to post into that can get a lot of eyes, but it just takes my time. Create a flyer, post it in there. I don't need to put a paid ad behind it. So I think that's kind of been the biggest learning curve for me.
Yeah, I think to your point, there's so many options out there, and I'd love your thoughts on this, but I think bang for buck, it's 100% social media.
Yeah.
Like spending dollars for advertising and actually knowing what happened to it is social media. Because to you, I feel like I forget every year, and I'm like, let's try a billboard, let's try a TV or whatever, right? And then it's like, well, how many people saw it? How many people clicked on it? How many people landed on there's no way to track it, and it seems way more expensive than me running these ads. And so, my opinion, I think it's the level of business that you're at, depending on where you put your dollars.
Agreed.
Small startup, I think everybody should be using social media, but once you're to a point where you just want extra exposure, you want name recognition, billboards, TV, radio. So I think it's a level thing for me, and I'd love your thoughts.
No, that actually makes the most sense, and I never thought about it that way, but that's something I had to learn the hard way, because you're going to get, especially the longer you're in business, the more that name gets out there, that's when those ad agencies are going to start to approach you. I mean, I get approached weekly. Hey, you want to put a flyer in here for Lowe's Hotel, or, hey, we've got these billboards, radio, man, that's the way to go. I promise you, like, we're getting this amount of users. For example, we did 6 months of radio advertising on a sports radio network. And we put a coupon code in that radio ad that they could use online or in person. It was used 0 times. And I spent thousands of dollars on that radio ad. Like, it is a level thing. Now, granted, just because they don't use it doesn't mean it wasn't a net positive for your business, because that name's out there. I mean, people have to hear or see something an average of 3 to 5 times before they would ever even think about going to act on or see your business. So I love that. Yeah, leveling up makes so much sense. It was something that I've just had to learn the hard way these past 2 years.